Hello everyone, my name is Miss Lilian Cañete. We will talk about history of philosophy. This is our virtual classroom from the platform, university platform. And in this forum about introduction, personal introduction, I let you my phone number, please. This is my phone number. Please text me so we can create a WhatsApp group. Okay? So let's begin then. So let's begin. This is the lesson one. It's an introduction. This is a very common question. What is philosophy? Well, in the past, I asked students what they thought philosophy was, and of them received interesting answer. Actually, funny answers. As you can see, some of them said a bunch of craft that people do when they want to make money but don't want to work. Interesting. Let's see another. How person thinks. Short but precise. Let's see another one. The search for truth through contemplation to reach a higher sense of self or self actualization. Remarkable. Well, we can say philosophy is a bit of this, a bit of this, a bit of every answer here, and more answers. As I said before, each of these definitions is interesting in its own way and captures some of what philosophy as an academic discipline is about. So we can see some definition of philosophy. For example, the major subdiscipline of philosophy. We can find here physical science, including physics, chemistry, geology, etc., as academic investigation into the physical nature of the world and others strict methodology. This would be subdiscipline of philosophy. Then we have metaphysics. What is metaphysics? The philosophical study of reality. So, what kinds of things actually exist? Could be a real question for this. Philosophy of mind. What is the nature of consciousness? Philosophy of religion. What is the nature of God? Then we have the logic, the philosophical study of reason and argument. For example, what is an argument? What makes an argument work? What makes an argument feel? This is usually used by lawyers. Then we have the epistemology. Sorry, guys, this is from Greek. Every word of we can see here is their root. They have root in Greek. The philosophical study of knowledge. So we have new question. What is knowledge? Can we have knowledge? How do we get knowledge? For every word, we have two or more questions. Let's continue to axiology, the philosophical study of value. This is ethics. I've been talking about this subject, ethics, and it is related to philosophy. The philosophical study of morality. What makes an action right or wrong? Is morality relative? What do the words right and wrong actually mean? Then we have political theory, that is the philosophical study of just aesthetic, the philosophical study of beauty, philosophy of literature, philosophy of art, philosophy of music. we can find a love of philosophy. This is a, a brief paragraph about the history of philosophy. So, the philosophical examination or development of idea people, let's say what did philosophers of the past think about and why, ideas, or how do ideas arise over time and influence the development of new ideas in the future? These are the main topics of problem in philosophy. Thinking about it in this way helps understand what is academic discipline. For example, an area of concentration in higher education. In academic world, the word philosophy is very much like the word science. It covers a wide variety of distinct, as we can see, but related topics. But as you can see, the field of philosophy is more broad than science because it has more primary subdiscipline. Science only has three: physics, chemistry, and biology. Unlike other academic disciplines, philosophy also has a profoundly personal dimension. Many, if not most, people will, at some point in their life, struggle with philosophical questions like, why am I here? Why am I studying this career? Why am I studying? Why I am studying this subject? Or more deeper, why do bad things happen? Is there consciousness beyond the death of the body, that is, the physical? How do I know when can I trust my sense of testimony or another people? So basically, you can see philosophy is about a lot of question. Generally, this question don't have answers, or maybe their answers are deeper than we thought. Are the choices I make really free, and will they have an impact on my future? I don't know if you know The Breakfast Club is a movie from the 80s. There is a classical question from the movie. Who am I? So guys, being aware of this question, struggling with possible answer, considering how others have tried to answer them, makes up the personal dimension of philosophy. Well, this is more of what we can do this semester. We're going to examine that question for a number of perspective clothing, where the word philosophy comes from. What is the question? What is philosophy? Okay, let's watch a video about this question. What is philosophy?
What is philosophy? Philosophy essentially is a study for wisdom. So, what does that mean? What is wisdom? Well, as many philosophers have said in the past, it is the beginning of wisdom to say, I don't know. Wisdom is essentially uncertainty. How is wisdom different to knowledge? As history has illustrated, knowledge is something that can be passed on from generation to generation via books, scribes, notes, and teachings. Knowledge has the power to therefore evolve. Whereas wisdom hasn't really evolved from the days of the first philosophers. Wisdom tends to be something that can be mentored to individuals and contained within an individual's life. Therefore, it cannot evolve any higher. In fact, wisdom from ancient philosophers has not really changed in thousands of years. So why compare knowledge and wisdom? Well, essentially, knowledge talks and wisdom listens. So what do philosophers do? Philosophers chase wisdom, and as a result over the centuries, they have developed the knowledge on specific things that make people unwise. Being wise is attempting to live and die well. wise is the freedom to ask if an idea is logical rather than simply agreeing with popular opinion that the idea is right. Being wise is the ability to feel the rain during a thunderstorm rather than getting simply wet. As the famous French-German philosopher Albert Schweitzer said, "Constant kindness can accomplish much. As the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate." Philosophy is the realization that wisdom comes from truth and truth comes from reality. Green Elation will make you think and respect the art of philosophy.
So we have now another question. Why study philosophy? Why philosophy? We watched recently in the previous video. And why should I study it? Well, we know that philosophy comes from Greek words meaning love of wisdom. And of course, we know philosophy uses the tool of logic and reason to analyze the ways in which humans experience the world. That is why philosophy teaches critical thinking, clear reading, clear writing, and logical analysis. Basically, it's for understand the language that we use to describe the world, and of course, our place within it. There are different areas of philosophy, and they are distinguished by questions they ask. Do our senses accurately describe reality? What makes wrong action wrong? How should we live? These are philosophical questions, and philosophy teaches the way in which we might begin to answer them. So, students who learn philosophy get a great many benefits from doing so. The tools taught by philosophy are a great use in for education and of course in employment. Despite the seemingly abstract nature of the question philosophers ask, the tools philosophy teaches tend to be highly sought after by employers. Philosophy students learn how to write clearly and to read closely, with a critical eye, of course. They taught to spot bad reasoning and how to avoid it in their writing and their work. So, in short words, we can say why study philosophy is actually very, how can we say, very understanding because it helps us to develop the critical thinking. Critical thinking, clear writing, and of course, logical analysis. Logical analysis is usually is used for many professionals of the mathematical area like engineers, even physics. So we have another video to clarify more why can we study philosophy. Well, right. To summarize our lesson, we can conclude what is philosophy. It is a semantic study of general and fundamental questions, such as those about existence, reason, knowledge, values, mind, and language. Also, we have to know there are seven branches of philosophy: metaphysics, theology, logic, aesthetic, epistemology, ethics, and political philosophy. We can say a philosopher is an intellectual person who seeks wisdom or enlightenment. They study about knowledge, truth, and the nature and meaning of life. Don't forget the other question: why study philosophy? So, I like those arguments. First argument: we study philosophy to attain deep wisdom and knowledge about ourselves, the world we live in, and the relationship between the world and others by constantly asking, answering, evaluating, and reasoning life's most basic, meaningful, and difficult questions. Let's go to the argument two. We study philosophy to become more active, critical thinker, developing skill in argumentation, design, and planning, communication, and critical thinking. Let's go to argument three. We study philosophy for our own personal growth and development. Personally, I would choose the argument two. This is more this is closer to my goals about philosophy. What about you? Can you tell me what is what is the real reason you study philosophy? In that case, let's go to our classroom, virtual classroom. We have a forum here. I would like to know your opinions, guys. Why study philosophy? Give us a personal opinion about it, okay? And what is philosophy? Let's let's do very short. In short explanation, what is philosophy for you? Tell us again what you think about philosophy. Don't forget to answer the question in this forum.